All right, so we're going to transition over to the NFL real quick, just with some offseason moves being made. Super Bowl winning quarterback is making money moves, and he's moving to Denver. He's out of Baltimore, headed to Denver, taking the starting job. Well, at least I would assume he's taking the starting job from Case Keenum.
I don't know. That's a shootout there. That's a race. Let's see what happens in preseason.
I would assume that Flacco's starting.
Oh, I would think so.
We'll see.
He's a step up from Keenum, but
that's what they all said about Cousins.
Does Cousins have a Super Bowl? Oh, that's right. Okay.
Cousins have anywhere near the same success as Keenum? You know.
Wow. We know, or no?
You know.
Okay.
Yeah, now.
Anyway, so Joe Flacco is one that was, there was a lot of speculation on whether or not he would stay in Baltimore after last season with Lamar Jackson taking the starting role. So he's out. So that takes the Broncos kind of out of that where they're going to take a quarterback, in the draft, discussion. But it also leaves some other names, on the free agent market. Teddy Bridgewater is still out there.
Trevor Siemian,
Brock Osweiler, Josh McCown.
Nick
Foles is still to be determined.
Oh, no wonder they couldn't get any one of those guys because they had a majority of them on the team already. Wow. I guess I'll say it here, but I've told you guys plenty of times over text. Elway is the Hall of Fame QB that can't hit a QB if he was the size of a barn. What? I don't know.
That might have been the worst metaphor I've ever heard.
I couldn't think of one off the top of my head. That was the first one.
That's what you came up with?
You combined couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with couldn't hit water out of a boat with a quarterback, and it just what's a barn?
Something like that.
Couldn't hit a quarterback with a barn. I don't even know what you said. Oh, John! I couldn't even keep track of what you said anymore.
I did not write out my metaphors beforehand. I apologize. But he blows. That was my point. He blows.
It doesn't matter anymore. If he has the physical ability to throw a barn at someone, then you win.
Hit a barn.
Oh,
there's a difference. I'm going to throw in barns.
Well, that's what you said.
Or there you go. He's throwing barns. He's the Hulk of finding shitty QBs. I don't know.
Yeah, you're done with metaphors. We're just going to move the mic over here.
Yeah. Phil's out for the rest of the episode.
He sucks.
Yeah, this does raise an interesting question, though.
Joe Flacco wins the second Super Bowl.
Oh, God. I don't think that'll happen because the Broncos aren't that great. Though Philip Lindsay's a solid running back. And their defense is pretty decent.
You know what? I think it's Von Miller off the Old Spice commercial where he's like, I need to make second the QB harder. Doesn't know that shit. Oh, I need to make winning games harder. You're Elway. Get Flacco.
You don't think Flacco's a step up from Case Keenum?
He is Super Bowl winning quarterback, Joe Flacco.
He's a left step over. He just steps to the side a little bit.
He's a lateral move.
There you go.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Philip is not on his A game here with these metaphors.
I'm not an English major, and I never claimed to be good at the English language.
I do think Flacco is slightly better than Keenum. I don't think he's the answer.
He's lateral movement that can't throw a lateral.
But I think so it's one of those things where it's I think Flacco's a little bit better. They'll have a chance to contend for the playoffs. I don't know if he guarantees has them make the playoffs. But if you're
wrong, you know what division they're in? He
That's
has
true.
to beat the Chargers and the Chiefs.
That's true.
And maybe Gruden does something. That's a big maybe.
That's a big maybe.
Yeah, big maybe.
They don't even know where the fuck they're going to play.
Tucson.
I heard it might be Tucson. They played half the games here and then half the games in Alabama.
I heard
That'd be the worst thing ever.
That's stupid, yeah.
Half would be here, half would be in Alabama.
Yep.
So when they had to play if they played in Kansas City an away game, they would just play in Alabama. And then if they had to play the Chargers in LA, they'd play their next home game here. They would just play the games closer depending on where their games were.
That was probably a Gruden idea. God.
But correct. They do play in a very tough division. It's just I don't see why. I mean, he must really believe in Flacco because I don't see why you make this move.
Because he's stupid.
If you don't think because I've always been under the impression if you're not going to contend for Super Bowl, just suck. Just get good draft picks.
Well, that's what he's doing.
But obviously,
maybe he's getting some experience in there. Surprise move. They draft Kyler Murray. Bam.
Okay.
Have him sit out a year.
If they do that, I take back him being stupid, but he still has a pretty shitty streak there.
The problem is that it would almost have to be Haskins with the picks. You'd have to trade up and get Haskins because what is Flacco going to tell Kyler Murray? Their styles of play are
Super Bowl, bitch.
Their styles of play are literally the exact opposite. Joe Flacco could barely get to the sideline, and Kyler could run it there and back before Flacco snapped the ball.
So you might see the guy going deep, and he might be open. Go to the check down. He's safer.
You want to know? You want to know how to win championships, Kyler? Yeah, talk to me because I've done it.
Wow,
that's what he'll tell him.
He did one.
I don't give a shit. Joe Flacco will not be in the playoffs, even if he won Tom Brady rings.
That'll be good.
Whatever.
Joe Flacco doesn't have the luxury of playing in the fucking Bills, Jets, Dolphins division every year. So.
Okay, we're not gonna get another argument about Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Oh man, that'd be good. So, so what do we think this does for some of the other offseason moves we're gonna see? Because I think Denver was a potential landing spot for Foles.
I think if you're the Jaguars and I'm a Jaguars fan,
you want Foles?
You have to take Foles or Kyler Murray. Because the way
you don't want Trevor Siemian?
Because the way I see it is,
Broncos do.
Foles is going to make the fans happy. Foles is going to make the fans happy because at least he's better than Bortles. I think we can all agree Foles is better than Bortles. And you have a defense that 2 years ago was incredible.
What do you think of much as Jalen Ramsey talks? They're still good.
Well, one, I'd be interested to see if Bortles is repeatedly throwing interceptions and they have some more motivation going into the season, like, oh shit, Bortles isn't our quarterback again.
Let's not forget what Foles was known for before he had this big dick Nick phase.
What was he known for?
Through INTs to everybody who said please.
He also had 7 touchdown game once. Bang. So,
where's the
roasted? Or I think the reason, so we were talking about, we'll kind of get it with Kyler, is that Mel Kiper, what we said, he has him going to the Dolphins at 13.
Yeah, like 13.
Well, I enjoy not being in the playoffs the next 10 years. Just based on
excitement alone, would you rather your team draft Haskins or Kyler? Kyler, I think, is far and away the more exciting player.
But I think Haskins gives your team a better chance to win, which would then make you more exciting.
And Haskins is less of a risk.
He's less mobile, yes. So he's.
So that's true. I think it's I don't know if it's.
I understand the whole thing about
Haskins' floor is probably higher than Kyler Murray's floor. The worst Haskins to be is better than the worst Kyler Murray can be. But the best Kyler Murray can be is a lot better than the best Haskins can be, I think.
Potentially. I think you could argue it.
I think we would argue...
Haskins was phenomenal at Ohio State.
Did anyone...
No, that's what I was going to say. I would
did either of you not think Baker was the best quarterback this year that came out?
Oh, I was about to say, like, no.
The whole year? Yeah.
Of the rookies, do any of you not think he was the best of the rookies that played this year?
Compared to trash-ass Darnold and Josh Allen and fucking Rosen.
And Jackson, who didn't throw the ball at all.
True. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Baker was the clear-cut best rookie quarterback. Jackson?
So, I think if you think Kyler can be... I saw Kyler talking about it, is that last year Mayfield was kind of like his wild card because you didn't know what was going to happen. He could have gone 20th or could have gone number 1. He went number 1 because the Browns believed in him. And the Cardinals just took quarterback, but I don't know. I don't see Kyler falling out of the top 10. I feel like he's too exciting, and for basically...
You don't see him falling out of the top 10.
I don't.
No. First round, I agree. I don't think he goes top 10.
Yeah, I will say first round.
Now
that's pretty much guaranteed.
Now, the problem is, though, the people always predicting that, they obviously never predict something wild like Denver trades up for the number 1 spot. Obviously, no one can
Draft
predict
day
that.
Trades are going to impact it.
But barring that, if you just had the top 10, who they didn't play around with their draft picks, he is not going top 10 in my mind.
I'd agree with that. I think with the teams that lined up the way they are in the top 10, if you were to draft tonight and be like, okay, you guys can't trade, just draft. I don't think he goes top 10.
I have a tough time so let's put it this way. If Nick Foles is not a Jaguar before the draft, I have a tough time believing the Jaguars and Giants both don't take a quarterback at 6 and 7 or whatever they are.
I think the Giants will take one before the Jags only because of the money that Bortles is due. He's due like 14 mil this coming year and like 18 mil the next.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, you're going to lose
how much
18 mil from people going to the games if you play him again.
I don't disagree
But
with you. He's
how
fucking
much-
garbage. But
how much Foles is going to want? The Super Bowl winning Foles is not going to be cheap. He's probably going to be like a Brett Favre. What did he get? Like 15 for 2 years? Some
Foles getting more than that.
Oh, absolutely. I think
Jacksonville-
Foles is probably going to be in like a 5-year, probably 70 mil.
He has been a starter once. People don't forget. I don't care what Super Bowl he won. When
Yeah,
he
they
was
don't
a
forget
starter,
he won a Super Bowl.
when he
You gotta
wasn't a starter.
You got to remember, Brock Osweiler got a shit ton of money, and he didn't play a single fucking game.
He's a fucking free agent. We literally said his name earlier on team. He's
But
looking for a
he
team.
was at least like young. Like
Foles won a Super Bowl.
5 years is way too much for him. He has been a starter before, and he's failed. The only reason why he was the starter for the Eagles, and they were
But
sucking.
it's all relative because Foles is worse. It's still probably better than Bortles.
I think everybody's worse. Better than fucking Bortles. He's garbage.
Bortles
Bortles
Nate
had
Peterman's.
the one good year where he got the money.
He had like an okay.
He has the potential. Did he deserve that money? No, but
No. No.
he
Foles has shown the last.
didn't have to deserve it.
Foles has shown the last 2 years that he is he's not great.
He's
but
a closer.
He's a middle of the road
He's a closer.
That's what you need.
quarterback.
So there you go.
And-
But if you're going to the Jacksonville, you need to rely on Bortles to get you at least in playoff contention. Go down and come Foles.
No, if you're Foles, so the problem with Foles is that he's clutch. He's money under pressure. Literally, the last like 2 years.
That won't be a problem.
under
Jack's
pressure.
offensive line is ass.
And no, I mean like in the last moments of the game.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yes, he also stands in there and he stands in there with the best of them. But Foles doesn't need to throw, like he doesn't need to score 55 points like he did in Super Bowl, whatever they scored. Like he has to score 21 and they'll probably win.
Against teams in your division, probably.
Well, that's the division they play in, so that's all that matters.
That's why I said that. Yes.
Well, I mean, if you want to go 6-10 every year, yeah, that's what matters. But you play other games, and you got to be able
But
to.
I think if you hold an Andrew Luck team under 21, your defense is pretty good. If you hold a Deshaun Watson team under 21, your defense is pretty good.
You never know. The defense might be like, hey, we might not lose because we have a new QB. Let's try.
The other thing is, too, is that the Jaguars are going to instantly look better because they finished last in our division, so they get to play the last place teams in the AFC.
So who's that? The Jets, the Raiders.
The Bengals.
dope.
Oh, Bengals. There you
Foles
go.
can beat those three teams with that defense.
Dalton's on his way out.
Yeah, the Bengals are a team actually that could
Yeah.
probably be in quarterback contention. I mean, there's a few teams that could kind of be on the market here. I think Tampa, even though Fitzmagic is on the free agent block as well.
The problem that Tampa's in is that Jameis Winston, same problem that Tennessee has. He's right there on, do you move on or do you still try to give him another chance? Because he's still fairly young. Well, same age as
Yeah, but he's
Mariota.
balls.
Oh, no doubt. I don't disagree with you.
Like he's balls.
But do you give him another chance?
Have they ever made the playoffs with him yet?
With Winston?
I don't think
I
so
don't think
because
they
the
have.
Panthers and the Saints have been fucking
Okay.
and the Falcons
And
have
the
been
Falcons
running
have
that
won.
division.
Because while I don't think Mariota is great, I do see why Tennessee continues because he technically has led them to the playoffs. And they've had multiple 10-win seasons, and they've won a playoff game. Winston hasn't. I don't know if they've had a winning record since he's been there.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I don't think
balls.
so.
They need to get rid of crab legs. And if you're not going to invest in Fitzmagic, then I think you do make a move for a Foles or
The problem is,
maybe even a Teddy
of the
Bridgewater.
people you named, I think Foles and Teddy are the only two that I would want to even see start.
I'd agree with you there.
I don't want Fitzpatrick to start. I don't want fucking Simeon to start.
You don't want 400 yards and 4 touchdowns every year?
And that's like 2 games in a row, and then he just sucks.
And 10 receptions.
Yeah. Just beard gets in his eyes or something. Just
He starts thinking he's Conor McGregor.
you have to take the tragic with the magic.
That is true. It's a package deal.
So I think Foles and Teddy are the only two starters out there,
That could probably go on to a team and start day one. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
or that I would want to start.
Yeah.
Depending on where Osweiler goes, I think he could start.
You think that hunk of shit is going to start somewhere?
You mean the
He's done it before.
the American Alliance of Football, or whatever that damn thing's called?
The AAF.
Oh, yeah.
That's where Osweiler should go.
Did you see there was a fucking highlight of a dude who was about to get sacked on the sideline? He just fucking threw it over his head and he completed the pass.
Yeah. You see the ones who get lit up in the first game?
It's like, what the fuck is going on in this league?
It actually was pretty entertaining. I watched a little bit of it, but
the fact that pass was completed, I was like,
I will say it was a
Potatoes.
little refreshing to see people just get lit the fuck
there?
up and not see a flag. It was a little refreshing to see people just get absolutely just murdered, tackled, and to not see a flag. But they also have a good niche there, obviously, on when the NFL isn't here. So
yeah.
They have no choice.
But anyways, so what teams need quarterbacks? Probably Jacksonville needs a quarterback. The Giants need to take one.
Need as in their starter isn't good and they're going to develop, or need as in they got nothing.
I think you could probably say both.
I think Jacksonville.
Because I could see Osweiler beating out Josh Rosen.
The problem is, I feel like Jacksonville needs a quarterback that can start now, whereas the Giants could afford to have one sit for a year. But it's probably going to be day one.
They want
part of the season.
Year. Yeah.
The issue is, we can argue. Well, I don't think anybody can argue and say that Blake Bortles is good, because if you say that, then you must be Stevie Wonder watching the game, because you obviously didn't see it, because he's ass. But again, I think his deal is going to keep the Jaguars from wanting to do anything, unless they can move him somewhere that will take on his contract, which I don't think anybody will, because they watch the games and he's awful.
Well, he's just their backup, and you have to eat the money. It's just
yeah, but I don't think they're going to sign somebody that. Well, I guess if you got a rookie,
but
you
sometimes
can give him a rookie deal. And
if you're the Jaguars, you only get a defense this good ever so often, so you need to take advantage, and you need to eat. Plus, they're owned by fucking what's his name, the same guy that owns like Liverpool, Shad, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah.
So he's got plenty of money. So
true. But you don't keep all that money by just paying everybody $18 million a year.
That's true. He's got more money than that.
You get 18 and you get 18.
You don't turn into Oprah all of a sudden.
So,
but yeah, I think okay. So we'll keep the Jags in there for the sake of the argument. So the Jags are there. The Giants are definitely, if not this year or halfway through this year, by next year, Eli needs to be gone. They need to have their future set and ready to go.
Bengals
are in there.
The Raiders with Derek Carr, they need to figure out what they're going to do, because he's getting paid a shit ton of money. Also.
Yeah, he's another one where he's not that great, but he's like Bortles, where he's just do big dollars. I think after that, you're probably looking
Miami.
Yeah, Miami's in that boat. Because Tannehill's like, and you've had plenty of chances.
I was going to say, they've given him too much time, yeah.
And he's not producing enough.
Injury prone, too.
The interesting thing will be is that if you don't, the reason I think Foles is the best person to take, and here's why. You take Foles and you sign him to 3 years. And if you suck, in 3 years, you're going to have probably what people think right now is going to be the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
And you have a chance for him. If you take Kyler or Haskins this year.
2 years. He ain't staying that 4th year.
That's what I said, 2 years.
I said 3 years.
You did say 3.
Okay. You signed Foles for 2 years. Okay.
He played 3 years total.
Assuming that Trevor Lawrence leaves after his junior
year. Which
he
probably will. Yeah. So if you sign Kyler or Haskins this year, I think it would be tough to say no thanks after 2 years, unless they're like utterly garbage.
Yeah.
So
because I'm sure Josh Rosen's still going to start, and he blew ass.
But I mean, you got to be really. You got to really.
Are the Jets going to be in this conversation as well with Darnold?
I don't think so.
They're gonna no.
I think Darnold's better than Rosen.
He's gonna start his rookie contract.
Rosen set the bar underground. So
well, I'm just saying, you guys laugh when I said the Cardinals might take Kyler number 1. Right. Like, they just drafted Rosen. Rosen's worse than Darnold.
Right, but I'm talking 2-3 years down the line, not now.
So long as they still have Rosen and they don't trade him or offer him for something between now and the draft, they are not taking Murray.
A part of me hopes that they do, just so Ben can come here and like do a little dance and like say, "I told you so." They were going to take him.
So you guys don't think Kyler Murray's going top 10, really?
I don't. No.
You don't think he's going top 10?
Barring some trade from one of the teams that is quarterback needy. Yeah. Then if they trade up to try and snag him, absolutely.
Yeah, but you guys have all watched the draft long enough to know.
Bring up the top 10.
As soon as Haskins
goes team by
goes,
team, and I'm going to tell you why.
If Haskins goes 6, there's going to be all the GMs just pooping their pants, because after that, you only got one quarterback. We don't even know who the other kid is that people talk about as quarterback.
All I know is Haskins and Murray.
Yeah.
So Cardinals are number 1.
They have Rosen.
They could take him.
They have Rosen.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think there's any way in hell Joey Bosa or Nick, whichever Bosa brother it is not going number 1.
They have Kingsbury.
Nick Bosa.
I think it's Nick.
Yeah.
So Nick Bosa going 1, and the kid from Kentucky is going 2. The Niners are number 2. They got Jimmy G. They're not taking him. Jets are 3. They've got Darnold. We've already said they're probably going to ride that out.
Can trade out, though.
We're not talking about trades.
Okay, as top 10 as it sits.
I agree with you. If something happens like that, then yes, everything we say goes out the door. But
I'm just saying, you don't think that's you.
Yes, it's a possibility. I'm saying the top 10 right now.
I get that, but I'm asking.
Wait, let's get through the draft order.
Is it more likely the top 10 stays pat or that there's a trade?
Probably there's a trade. Because one of those
Kyler is going to go to the top 10.
Teams,
this is a good defensive draft.
Like Cardinals or the Niners, who don't need a QB, can trade out for like 2 first rounds in the next 2 years.
So I think history has shown us that more than likely there's going to be a trade up for a quarterback. And if you think Haskins and Kyler,
I don't know if I would confidently say there's going to be one.
And if they do, it's going to be Haskins.
Okay,
correct. But then the Giants can poop their pants and take Kyler.
I
guarantee you, Odell and Saquon.
I'm gonna tell you why the Giants aren't going to take him. And I've said it before. Keep going.
All right, 4 is Oakland. They're again Carr, big money. Probably not going to happen.
If this were the first year they were going to play in Vegas, I would see it more open, fresh start.
True,
but they're playing in Alabama and Tucson.
Maybe
5
is Tampa. One of the teams that it could be in the mix.
Yeah, I think they're still
for a QB.
Play with Winston.
6 is the Giants, who again I think Haskins is actually slated to be drafted here.
So I still don't think he goes there because they're stupid and they're going to keep Eli and not do anything.
7 is the Jags.
Who
we all say should get a quarterback, whether it be one in free agency or one of these draft picks.
If they don't get Foles, I could see Kyler going right there.
Haskins first.
8 is the Lions.
Haskins is going first.
I get that for the Giants. But you think the Giants...
No. I think the Giants are retarded and they're not going to get one.
I would not be shocked by that.
I wouldn't either. That's why I said
it. 8 is Detroit.
For whatever reason, they do not want to move on from Stafford. I don't know why. And
he's decent.
Then they traded away Golden Tate. So
Stafford, relative to the quarterbacks you're naming, Stafford's decent.
True.
I'll give you that.
9 is Buffalo.
Nope.
Josh Allen was pretty decent this year. I'd say he's at least earned himself another year.
Yeah,
to be a starter.
Also, not that I'm happy someone got hurt, but the fact that he got hurt gives him a little more.
Yeah, wait to see what he can still do.
Yeah,
true. And then 10 is the Broncos, but they just made a move for Flacco, so this probably takes him out of the mix.
Because they're stupid.
Unless they're trying to go the route we were talking about earlier, where they brought in an experienced quarterback and they want to draft a young one to have Flacco.
If you do that, though, I think you draft the kid I can't think of. The one other quarterback that's somewhat decent.
Oh, the kid from Missouri?
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Because he's one that... Kyler Murray's going to be one of those where if you sit him on the bench and you lose your first game, everyone knows who he is and they want him to play.
Yeah. So, getting out of the top 10, though, the 11 is the Bengals. So they're one of those fringe teams right there that they may try and leverage with a team, like the, potentially like the Jets or the Raiders, maybe. Because they're not, those teams aren't necessarily dying for a quarterback.
Who's the pick right in front of the Giants?
Bucks.
I think the Bucks have the most power. Because I think so realistically you would think that the top 4 are not taking quarterbacks. Right? So you wouldn't really want to overpay the Cardinals for one, knowing that the next quarterback they'd probably go wouldn't be until the Giants, if they took one. So the Bucks probably have the most power at 5. So if whoever's at 11, the Bengals or the Dolphins at 13, or who's 12?
Packers. So obviously they're not doing anything. The Dolphins are the next one at 13.
So if you're at 11 or 13 and you really like Kyler or you really like Haskins, you trade for 5 and you draft whatever one you like. And the Giants or Jaguars, if the Jaguars don't have Foles by then.
The other team in the mix we didn't talk about earlier is the Skins. They're at 15. They've got fucking the kid that played Madden to learn his teammates' names. So
yeah,
they could absolutely be one of those teams that's looking to trade up.
Alex Smith is not your future.
So,
but you know what? Is it?
I think
this was so long ago. I don't know. But if they have the same GN that traded us for RG3, stupid. I don't know if he makes that mistake again, or if it's a new GM, he's not going to want to make that mistake.
Maybe after that, once you get to 16 and on, those are all teams that are pretty much set with their quarterbacks.
Yeah. I'm gonna say the Giants and the Jags are the 2 most likely positions for QBs to go, but I don't think they both take one. And if one does, it's going to be Haskins. And I think Murray drops out of the top 10. So, Miami.
So since you have a caveat of you don't think he's going top 10 unless a trade happens, my only caveat is he's going top 10 unless one of those 2 teams sign Nick Foles. Because if one of those two teams sign Nick Foles, then if you're a team like the Bengals, you know that no one in front of you except for one team is probably going to take a quarterback. So why trade up?
Very true. I wish the Bears front office would have taken note of that when we traded our pick and other picks for fucking Trubisky. But
so the only other way it could happen is if someone signed Foles. Like, let's say the Giants signed Foles and the Jaguars took Haskins at 7. Like, the only way it could happen is if you're the Dolphins and you really want Kyler and you think the Bengals are taking him at 11, you would trade like 10.
I wouldn't see the Giants being a team that would sign Foles. I think if either of those teams sign him, it would probably be the Jags.
Yeah, because you're not going to just...
You're trying to set up your future in New York.
Exactly.
So even reverse. Yeah. So let's say the Giants take Haskins and the Jags take Foles. The only way Kyler would still go top 10 with Foles being signed is if, the Dolphins really liked Kyler and they saw that the Bengals are at 11 and they thought they were going to take him, and then you trade to 10 and take him right in front of the Bengals.
Who's 10?
Broncos.
That was the Packers.
No,
he's
Packers are 12.
12. Yeah, and those idiots.
The Broncos just moved for Flacco. So
wow.
There's gonna be a lot of interesting things happening in the draft. I think we will see a lot of, well, maybe not a lot, but I think there's going to be a couple of teams that are going to look to move their picks because of some quarterback hungriness from a couple of other teams. And so there's about
everything changes on draft day. As soon as one person takes a player you're not expecting, the whole thing goes AWOL.
I think so. What'll be interesting though is because I think the first 2 picks have been like solidified with Nick Bosa, and I keep forgetting the kid's name from Kentucky, but he's an edge rusher too. He's a fucking animal. He's so good, and I think those 2 are basically like locked in at the top 2. So you won't really see a surprise pick potentially until 3 or 4.
I would, if I was a betting man, I would say the Giants take is it Oliver from Houston?
He's not even slated in the top 10.
For real?
I don't think so. If I remember reading it right, he's not.
Giants are known for drafting that line. D-line.
I love the D.
That's what she said.
Where's Mel Kiper's?
Oh, because he was injured, wasn't he?
Who?
Oliver. His name even Oliver? I keep saying Oliver.
Well, he got hurt and he didn't play or whatever.
That's right, because he was saving himself, wasn't he? Oh, Bosa was too.
Drew Lock is the kid from Missouri. That's what I was thinking. He's slated to go to the Skins in Kiper's big board.
He's slated to go before Murray?
No, Murray's slated to go to 13 for the Dolphins.
Where are the Redskins?
Josh Allen is a kid from Kentucky.
15.
What was I looking at? I forgot what I was even looking at. Oh, Ed
Houston.
Oliver.
Ed Oliver, there we go.
Yeah, he's not even in the top 10. He's slated 14 to Atlanta. There's a lot of Clemson players in here as well. It's like their whole defensive line is going.
Yeah, shock. Well, because they all stayed back.
Yeah.
So that's what we talked about in our most viewed video. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's so weird. I think we broke 400 already.
We were at like 450.
Holy shit. Someone had to have shared it. I don't see how that happens.
So
the Patriots are slated to take Daniel Jones, QB from Duke.
They're going to play. I mean, granted.
I'm just the messenger.
Granted, Brady wasn't the first pick, obviously, of his whole damn story, but I think you're reaching a little.
All I know is that if the Patriots get some Colts shit, or they somehow get Trevor Lawrence like the year before Brady fucking retires, I'm just gonna lose it.
No, they're
that'd be badass.
It would literally everybody would have to know something's going on. Yeah. The year before they win the Super Bowl, and the next year they just suck ass. Yeah.
Well, no, they wouldn't suck ass, but Belichick's been known to accumulate picks. So you draft this Doug Jones or whatever the fuck his name is, and then you have him play 2 games. He looks just somewhat good because Belichick's a genius. Then you trade him away like Jimmy G for just an arm and a leg, and then we have these 4 first-round picks. So just trade him away for Trevor Lawrence. Just won 18 more Super Bowls.
Well, what was us? We still got old Tom Brady. Yeah. What can he do?
So train on the AFC East. That's what he could do.
Or they'll just trade Tom Brady at 68 to the Raiders for a first-round pick and then draft Trevor Lawrence.
It'll be like, deal, sign it.
So we'll see what happens. Draft night's going to be interesting. I think if I had to put money on it, I think Kyler's going top 10. Trade or whatever, I think he's going to end up being top 10.
The Broncos are number 10. They had a shot to one of them. God, oh my God.
Yeah,
so dumb.
To be honest, I did not know the Broncos were that high in the draft. I didn't know they were in the top 10. So now I think they're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I just can't see the Giants not taking quarterback. You could have Odell, Saquon Barkley, and a brand new quarterback. Like
Eli has been sucking the wiener
your PR
for the past 3 years, and they still don't move away from him. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I definitely agree with you.
Yeah,
but they don't. I don't know why.
Well, I think this might be the year where it's just because you've got Odell, you've got Saquon. Now, if you put a young, new, shiny quarterback with it, I mean, that's just jersey and ticket sales just in the making right there.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think they need to move on. They need to set up the team for the future. Eli served his role. He won 2 Super Bowls, for the team.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you still playing for, dude? Bow out.
It's like, just it's time to go because he doesn't have the arm anymore. It's just he's not like
it could be with
insanely accurate or anything like that. He's just basically at this point he's just like an average Joe that you would take out of the stadium and just be like, hey, go wing the ball around the field a little bit. I'm like, okay.
Is Eli Hall of Famer?
I think inevitably he will be. Yeah,
I think so too. I wonder if he's playing just to
not first ballot.
Get those stats up.
I agree with that.
Probably not first ballot.
He will not be a first ballot like Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be mad if he is. I'm just saying it would be a surprise.
I hope.
To me.
What? How many years do you have to sit out? 5 or something?
5. I think it's 5.
5.
For the NFL.
5?
Yeah.
By the NFL. So I hope in what will be 6 years, because he's going to play this year for the Cardinals for some reason, when he retires and is first Hall of Famer, we're still doing this, so we can just swing him into this day.
Hopefully, we're doing this in 5 years?
Hopefully we'll have 2,000 followers by then.
Hopefully by that point we'd be in a little bit more established setup and have some.
We're doing this on a beer pong table.
Heard.
It's word, but all right.
Maybe in 6 years we'll be at the Hall of Fame ceremony doing the podcast.
They're gonna pay us.
Oh, I like that.
What up, Boosh?
And then they'll remember that
quality programming.
We'll have Larry on the show just so he can stare at Bill, and Bill could explain to him why he didn't think he was the first round Hall of Famer.
If he gets on this show, I will tell him whatever. I'll be like, "You suck." Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Hey, Larry, you suck.
You couldn't hit a quarterback with a barn.
And we're out.